Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today I thought I would do a little flip through of my Hobonichi that I have been using since the 1st of May. I used a hobo all of last year and decided to change it up to my chunky, back to my chunky A5, and decided come April that I like my little hobo. It works well for me, and with my busy days, even though I have a lot of things to do, they're all often pretty much the same. So I find I don't need a ton of space for a variety of different things. So let's have a little look at what I have been doing. I do like to sometimes use Hobonichi kits, for example. This was the first week I did back in my hobo, and I used a very simple whale kit because I was heading up the coast for the weekend, and works perfectly. It was quite simple, quite straightforward, but I also like to use up other stickers because my stash is quite large. So the next week, that's exactly what I did. This was a normal EC size kit. It was some leftovers that I had. I had to actually use, you know, sometimes the kits have, I don't know why, I think these are quite silly, but these little tiny washi strips, which I had to stick down together to make it look like big washi. But look, I got to use it up. Of course, I didn't have a date cover strip here, so I simply used little glitter headers all put on down, you know, back to back. And of course I have plenty of date dots, so that works perfectly for that week. Then the next week, this was another normal kit that I had some leftovers of, and all these little squares, they were, you know, the normal long strips, the little checkbox strips you have. Well, I cut it all up and I made little individual boxes. And because this was already sort of quite dark and quite heavy, I didn't bother to do anything with the date strip down there. I thought that sort of looked filled in enough for me. But look, I mean, half boxes, quarter boxes, you can fit them both in next to each other perfectly. So there's no reason why you can't use up some of your other kits if you're moving over into a Hobonichi. Now, this week was done with a gorgeous sticker book that I got through a D-Stash group on Facebook, and it had some beautiful washi strips, so that was easy. I love these colourful boxes, but gave you a little bit of room to write, and a pretty peacock. And I did the same thing here. This actual sticker book did have, I think they were in strips of 6 check boxes, so I just cut them all up into the correct size and they fitted in perfectly, so that worked really well. This one here was the same thing. I had a couple of stickers left over in a normal kit. I used I can't remember where I got that strip. Actually, I think this pale strip that I used here was from the same book that I used the week before. I had some glitter date dots left over from a very old kit. Worked perfectly because I actually had all those days available. So that was easy. Again, just using up some other little boxes that I had. This was from another kit, but thankfully the colours sort of matched quite nicely. So I think that worked really well. Then this one here I did with one of the Craft sticker books that I have. I sort of love I love black and pink. I think it's a gorgeous combo. And so I just used up a few of those things. These date dots are quite large, but look, they're part of the kit, and of course then the colours match up. So that worked quite nicely. I liked that. Then this one here, this was a basic kit, and I find, you know, they sort of lack in deco stuff, but this was a very exciting week. I got to fly on one of these special Qantas flights saying goodbye to the 747s, so I just got a little aeroplane stamp out and stamped on some planes for a bit of deco. because more than likely that's the only plane trip I'm going to be able to go on this year, seeing we can't travel anywhere at the moment. Then this one here, this is just a mishmash of leftover bits and pieces. This was one long thing that I sort of cut in half and put down with the little tails facing inwards, because obviously I didn't have enough to do two, and then I just used a little bit of thin washi to cover up the writing that I didn't like, and I just had a bit of fun putting a variety of stickers down the center there. I actually quite liked how that turned out. It was just something a little bit different. Again, I had so much print and stuff happening, I didn't bother to decorate that sidebar. I just left it plain. Then the next week, again, this was a kit. This was the week my baby girl turned 21. So I like this kit in pretty pastels with lots of foil. And I threw a few cupcakes and things in there just as a reminder that it was a very special birthday week. This was another, now I can't remember who this kit was from. I bought it from a D-stash. Absolutely loved the planet, I think it's the moon, I should say, on this one. And it's got gorgeous hollow foil. So didn't really add any further decoration to that one. Loved it the way it was. This one here, I found this sheet of stickers that I've had for years of all these gorgeous metallic fish. And so I just dug through my stash. I had some water washi, so that worked. I did the glitter headers down the side again, and then literally plonked down some fish. Used up a couple of check boxes, colours sort of match, so that worked out again, using up my old stash. I don't just want to go and buy a heap of hobo kits and not use up a lot of the things that I've got. So sometimes I just try and get a little bit creative with that. Now again, I used a hobo kit here. It was quite pale in colour, but it did have pretty hollow foil, but it just looked so bland to me. So I thought, right, we need something a bit bold and bright here. So I grabbed another sticker book that I have, and I found these pretty things and loved it. Made all the difference, made the page pop. So yes, I was very happy with that. Otherwise, I think that would have looked quite wishy-washy otherwise. I prefer bright rather than too soft and pastel-y. And then the very last week in this flip through is this current week. I had to throw down a coffee theme. I need to do one of those every now and then. Again, using up things from my stash. I've got Planners Anonymous washi happening, a couple of coffee stickers. I think that was from a GP Studio kit. Making check boxes from normal kits work in the hobo. And this date cover strip I got from, I think, Tia's Pretty Planning, Tia's Pretty Creations. Oops. Yes, I got these strips from her, and they came in these perfect color ways that worked with this. These are hydration stickers from another kit. They were old leftovers, but I thought the colors worked really well. And I haven't filled out one of those for this week, but that's okay. I did drink plenty of water. I've been a good girl. So there you go. That is my quick little flip through of my Hobonichi so far. Next week is the launch of the new Hobonichis, and I'm still trying to decide whether to get a normal weeks or whether to get the mega weeks. Because if I get the mega weeks, there's a lot of the things other than everyday planning that are in my A5 that I could possibly then fit into the back of this and really keep this as my sort of one-stop planner shop. So I'm seriously thinking we might have to go the mega weeks, but we'll work on that. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you do, for more planning fun and other crafty adventures. And until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, and if you have to, stay home. Take care for now. Bye.